20 years back, when I quit my hospital job and started my foray into the world of solopreneurship and individual business, I had zero skills as a medical doctor to succeed in business. In fact, medical doctors actually are the most unfit to actually do entrepreneurship because the skill sets are totally different. Right from starting from zero, or I would say below zero, what are the skill sets I could pick up step by step, which over a period of time helped me to become good at sales, helped me to run an international business, helped me to drive a startup all the way to a 500 crore rupee acquisition exit, helped me to start my corporate consulting business, and then finally helped me to become a sales strategist where now I'm giving all of this value to you through YouTube videos. I want to unpack all of these different skill sets. I'm going to unpack 7 of these skill sets and all the sub skills that you need to build inside there. And if you are able to do this, it could take you weeks, it could take you months. I can guarantee you that you will be living like a rich person, a wealthy person, and money trouble will cease to be a problem in your life from there on. Okay, so welcome to this video. My name is Dr. Rajat Sinha. I'm a medical doctor turned sales strategist. And in this video, I'm going to be unpacking the 7 skills that you absolutely need to have in order to make it big in the entrepreneurship world. These skills are divided into 2 parts. First, I'll be going into slightly more technical skills, and then I'll be going into the people skills or the softer skills. And a combination of these two will make sure that you become AI immune, which means even if AI or something is endangering your job, then a combination of these 7 skill sets will make you AI immune. So let's get started. I'm just going to share my screen over here. We've got 7 skills that are going to make you rich in 2025. All right. The first, I want to start from the very basics, because when I started, truly, I did not even know how to use a computer. I did not have a computer. I did not have money to buy a computer. So I had to go to one of my friends, and he organized a second-hand desktop computer, assembled everything inside my house so that I could actually start using a computer. And within a few weeks of that, I was actually selling export deals to market research companies all the way from India all the way to Europe. Okay, so from there, from starting basic computers, I had to become technically. I had to become technically educated in a very short period of time. All right. So, what are the sub skills in basic computer and online? And don't judge me because I'm making this video for absolute beginners. These are the skills that you absolutely need to have. And when I have students or people in my mentorship, when I see that they've got all kinds of advanced skills, but at the very basic level, they are not very organized in their record keeping and folder management, then I really feel that this is something that you need to build. Okay, so what is the first skill you need to have is browsers and bookmarking. Browsers and bookmarking. How do you organize your most visited sites, ID, passwords, things like that? Because in the online world, when you go out, you're going to be managing a very diverse portfolio. I see a lot of people who don't even remember their Gmail IDs and things like that. So browsers and bookmarking is the first sub skill that you need to have. The second thing is folder management. People don't really download their bank statements. They don't have their finances in place. They don't have the documents, most commonly accessed documents in place. They are totally lost, and every time there is a new task to be done, they have to kind of re-find all their documents and things like that. Just spend a lot of time having and being organized with folders. And I want to give a lot of credit to my very first mentor, my network marketing upline, who literally taught me all of these skills right from the bottom. And it must have been painful for him, because now I can realize that people who don't have these skills, it's really a pain to work with them. So don't be that person where it's a pain to work with you. I have been that person. I had a great mentor, and he really helped me from bottom up. Okay, so folder management. Third is Google Drive management. That means all your documents, everything related to business, life, even your probably personal family photos, etc., should be backed up in a Google Drive, and the Google Drive should be mirrored to a folder in your computer. How do you do that? There are lots of videos online on YouTube. Just check it out. How to set up your Google Drive and mirror it. Okay, the word is mirror. You got to mirror the folder into your hard drive. Okay, and when I say Google Drive, I don't mean OneDrive. I see a lot of people using, because I'm also using a Microsoft Windows setup, and by default it encourages you to use OneDrive, which is their cloud setup in Microsoft. I don't recommend it. I'm using a Microsoft computer, and I think Google Drive is the best cloud backup storage solution that there is. Okay, so Google Drive management. Then you want to learn some skills, which is Microsoft Paint and Loom Video. This is for screenshotting and video shotting. Okay, so if you're ever collaborating with a bunch of people online, and there's some stuff that even on your computer you can't figure out, maybe you're taking the help of some technical tool online, or maybe some technical advisor online remotely, then you will need screenshotting and video shotting tools to enable them to see what you are seeing. very essential for collaboration. So Loom Video is a free tool and MS Paint is a free tool. You got to learn these for screenshotting, video shotting. You need to learn MS Office and Google Docs, which basically means how do you do Word sheets, how do you use Excel sheets. If you're using an email software like Outlook, I highly recommend it. Getting a license of Microsoft Outlook costs about 6,000 rupees a year, and I highly recommend it to use your Gmail on Outlook, because the way you handle mass amounts of mails and all is going to get very important. I see a lot of people doing business on WhatsApp and things like that. I don't recommend it. It does not have a filing system. It does not have a categorization system. It does not have scheduling. Lots of things it doesn't have. It's not a business software solution. WhatsApp, please stop doing business on WhatsApp. Okay. Next, you have using your credit card online. How do you use your credit card online to buy things in a safe and secure manner? How do you make sure that you have double opt-in OTP, things like that? How do you make sure that you know where it is you have to save your card inside a system? Where is it that you have to deny saving your card inside a system? You should be knowing all of these things. So how to safely use your credit card or debit card to make purchases online. If you don't know that already, I would recommend you learn that. Preferably use a credit card online, and never ever use GPay or UPI to pay online. That is my advice to you. There's lots of scams going on and things like that. If you use UPI on a payment processor like Razorpay, they protect you. But if you use UPI just to pay people randomly or just pay off QR codes, it is not very secure. I would highly recommend against it. Okay. So these are some of the first skills, which is computer and online skills, that I want you to master. The second level skills that I want you to master are video making and editing. Video making and editing. See, the name of the game today is communication. The real business in the world is communication. Even if you own a organic farm, even if you're running a factory where you're producing goods, your business is not the production of the actual goods. That is the work of your office manager or production manager. Your job as a business owner, if you want to get rich, or as an entrepreneur, is to communicate the value of your goods, find buyers for your products and sell it to them, and that comes under communication. And the number one way you communicate today is online. So the number one format of communicating online, apart from email, is video making and editing. So what are the skills for video making and editing that you need to master? You need to understand what is the basic video script that every video has. If you see somebody online and you think that they are very charismatic, or they are very verbose, or they can speak very well on video, and you would like to be like them, then 95% of the game is the format of video that they use, which is what are the words they say in what order. And the basic format of every video on the internet, whether it is a webinar, it's a Facebook ad, it is any kind of explainer video, is hook, story, and action. Hook, story, and action. And you need to learn this concept. It's given in some of my previous YouTube videos. You can check it out. I just wanted to bring you up to speed. You need to learn how to make videos using hook, story, and action. Okay, just remember how I started this particular video. You can go to the beginning of this video and replay it again. I started with the hook. If you want to get rich in 2025, then I started with my story, and now I'm giving you points of action. Okay, so every video on the internet that is successful, or that draws you close, or that draws you in, has the same format, which is hook, story, action. Next, you want to learn some basic video editing tools like InShots and Canva editor. Okay, some of them are cheap, some of them are free. So just use InShots or Canva video editor. And what are the skills inside these tools that you need to learn? You don't need to become a video expert. You don't need to buy lots of advanced video courses with special effects, falana dimkana. You don't need all of that stuff. What you need very simply is voice adjustment, trim and cut, callouts, adding callouts and subtitles, and adjusting aspect ratio. Is the video going to be tall? Is the video going to be wide? Is the video going to be square? That's it. 4 things: voice adjustment, trim and cut, callouts, and subtitles, and then aspect ratio. Those are the 4 things you are learning with tools like InShots and Canva editor. And if you're making videos, just like I'm making a video for you right now, just follow this format called hook, story, call to action. Done. If you can do this, see, I'm telling you and I'm sharing with you the skills that I had to learn coming from a medical doctor background all the way to today, where I'm a digital influencer. I have my own coaching and mentoring business, and I've done all of these international businesses before. I've done a lot of things, and the basic 7 things that I learned from ground up, being a clueless 25-year-old, those are the skills that I'm sharing with you. And by the way, today's 25-year-olds are very much smarter than how I used to be when I was 25 years old. So if you're from the today's generation where you're in your 20s right now, I congratulate you. You're probably light years ahead of our generation anyway. Okay, but just make sure that you're in touch with the basics, because with this mobile generation, I see a lot of seniors who are mobile first and mobile only. I see a lot of youngsters who are mobile first, mobile only, and I highly recommend that you master these skills first because these are the basics. Okay. Next, you have graphics, presentations, and mind maps. Remember, a image or a picture tells a story worth 1,000 words. That means instead of using 1,000 words where you will not be able to hold people's attention, videos and images are the things that people gravitate towards. So if you want to become rich, the attention of a person's brain is the number one currency you want to grab. The attention of a prospect's brain is what you want to grab. So how do you grab attention? Through videos and through pictures and images. So what are the pictures and images that you need to master? You need to master some free tools like Canva, Xmind, and PowerPoint. These are meant for mind maps, presentations, and graphics. See, the way I have designed this particular video is it's in the form of a mind map, but I'm using MS Excel to display it because I'm just more, it's simpler for YouTube videos. But you want to use free tools like Xmind, which allow you to make mind maps, very nice, beautiful mind maps, which you can explain advanced concepts to people and really make difficult concepts clear to your users or to your clients, and they're going to love you for it, and they're going to pay you a lot of money for it. Okay, because the whole world is getting more and more complex, and people are now paying for clarity and paying for simplicity. All right. So Canva, Xmind, and PowerPoint will allow you to make great graphics, presentations, and mind maps. Next, you want to learn how to use web page builders to create web pages, and you can use lots of free tools are there. You've got Wix, any free tool builder, web page builder that uses the block system, you can just use that. I think there are some free WordPress themes. There are Wix, etc., etc. If you want to do online marketing, in our courses at StartupFrat Academy, we have our own platform, so we onboard you onto the platform and get you cracking in a very short period of time. Again, I'm not promoting myself over here. I'm just sharing with you that there are lots of free page builders, freeware, which will teach you how to put together a particular web page. Because when people go to a web page, it automatically tells them a story, and they can browse around and they can take their own decisions. So once you learn how to put people onto web pages, you can bring your offline prospects or whatever it is onto the online world, where you can really skyrocket your returns from digital traffic. Okay. If you are a kind of person who's selling primarily offline, like if you're a network marketer, insurance agent, or something like that, where I actually started selling health products as a network marketer, my world was primarily offline. I was very lucky to have a network marketing upline who told me that in 10 years time, everything will be online. So you need to learn page builders, you need to learn video making. I couldn't understand at that point in time, why is he teaching me all these web tools that I don't need? Why the hell do I need that? My business is to call prospects and get them to sign up for a health distribution business. That's it. That's the business. But he said, no, in 10 years time, everything is going to be online. And that's how I started learning web page builders and some of these tools that I'm telling you, some of these tricks that I'm telling you. Okay. So you got to use some free tools over here. Next, let's go into some interpersonal skills. Now, these are some of the basics. I don't want to go into deep AI and stuff like that. The world is infinite. But if you have the basics in place, you will be able to use AI to your advantage. I see a lot of people learning all these AI tools, and their basic folder management in their computer is not good. They don't know how to manage their finances. They haven't stored their bank accounts. They don't store their credit card number. They don't do their financial accounting. They don't know where information is that was sent to them the last time. They don't have archiving. They just, the whole world today is information, my friend. And ChatGPT and AI tools are basically information accelerators. But if your basic information consumption system is not set, then information acceleration is going to create more confusion and damage rather than clarity and speed. Okay, so that's my advice to you. Now that is, the technical skills are now out of the window. Let's go into interpersonal skills. If you are living in the AI world today, and if you're feeling that your job is going to be threatened by AI, or if you're watching any such ads which say, oh, AI is going to take away your career and your job, or anything like that, then I'm going to share with you some skills over here, where interpersonal skills that AI is, it's going to take a long time for AI to actually match it. So if you master these skills, then you're going to be absolutely inflation immune and AI immune, which means whatever happens in the marketplace, people who work with people will be irreplaceable. That's another thing my mentors taught me in the very early stages. And they say that you're a medical doctor, you're coming from a technical skill. Definitely medical doctors need to have a lot of interpersonal skill also, because they need to deliver that assurance and that comfort to their patients. But true interpersonal skills that I'm going to go into with you, and they said if you can build these skills, you will be immune from going back to your hospital job because of financial failure or financial risk. I didn't want to go back to my hospital job, and I said, I'm willing to do anything so that I never have to go back and do a hospital job again. Okay. Once again, I really respect all medical doctors, and my best friends are some of the top doctors in the country. I really respect them. But I didn't want to be a part of that profession at a very early age, and I wanted to do anything possible so I don't have to go back and work in a hospital. Okay. And my mentor said, if you can master these interpersonal skills, it will guarantee that you will never have to go back and work in a hospital, because these skills pay more than medical doctors or anything like that. Okay. So let's go into interpersonal skills. Sales skills, my friend. Cold prospecting, meeting strangers. This was one of the very first skills that my mentor taught me. And he said, I want you to go out. If you can do this, then you can be free of your hospital job. And he said, go out, meet two strangers, get their phone number. And I was like, what? Like, for what reason? Like, for what joy? He said, just a skill you need to have. And I said, okay, what do I need to do to get, like, if I go out and meet strangers, they're going to probably catch hold of me for being a psycho or something. And he said, no, just start with a question, ask for directions to some place, get pally, and try to get their phone number. I said, okay. And I was able to do that. And he didn't give me much more training, but I was able to do that. And then I realized that I had developed one of the biggest skills on this planet, which is cold prospecting, going ahead and talking to strangers without really having any reason. At that point, I didn't have a reason. And today, in the era of digital leads and things like that, a lot of people have lost the fine art of actually cold prospecting. And if you have this skill, and you go into digital and AI, you will be 100 times more powerful. But if you don't have the basics, I see a lot of people getting digital leads, doing AI level marketing and all kinds of things, but they are not successful. They don't end up making the money, because the point is that the money actually comes from somebody's pocket, from a human being's pocket. And if you don't have the knack of truly talking to them, then they're not going to pay you the money. Very simple. You can have all kinds of AI, you can have all kinds of digital leads happening for you, you can get an agency to work for you, get you some prospects and sales and things like that. But it's not going to work out too much because you lack the basics once again. Okay. So cold prospecting, speaking to strangers. Next, 4 types of prospects. A lot of people who are into prospecting business, like network marketers, insurance agents, property brokers, and things like that, your entire business is about prospecting. So a lot of people are unsuccessful when they try to transition, or they are hitting a ceiling. Like if you see, a lot of network marketers don't really make about 25, 30, 40,000 rupees a month. A lot of property brokers just don't crack that barrier of 1 to 2 lakh rupees a month. A lot of financial planners are unable to make beyond probably 50,000 rupees a month consistently on an annualized basis. And the reason is that they don't understand that there are 4 different types of prospects, how to get these prospects in bulk, potentially from digital sources, and how to address them separately. There are separate ways to sell them, and there are entirely separate ways to deal with 4 different types of prospects. I've made enough videos about this on my YouTube channel. Just go ahead and check out some of my previous playlists. But there are 4 types of prospects, and the minimum 3 types of closing that you need to learn. The number of ways in which you can actually make a sale, close, and collect the money. What is a sale? A sale is actually getting the money into the bank. Getting a commitment, getting a prospect interested, getting them excited, that is not a sale. A sale is when the money hits the bank. That's a sale. And the various different types of getting a prospect to actually make that payment. There are hundreds of different types of closings, but at least 2 to 3 different types of closes you need to learn. One is a vehicle close, one is a 2-option close, one is a trident close. There are different types of closing. One is a guarantee close. So probably 4 types of closes that every beginner needs to know. They are easier to master than they sound. And if you check some of my previous videos, I've given you some examples, but you can just grab a sales book or something like that and just grab some top closing sequences, and you will be able to learn how to get that money to transfer from the prospect's pocket to your pocket or to the company's pocket, whatever it is. Okay. Sales is only about having that money jump from one pocket to another after that trust has been established. If the money is not transferred, you're not a salesperson. You're just a highly paid door opener, not a closer. Okay. Next, payment collection systems. Today, sales is done online. That means money needs to be collected online. So you need to be adept at using payment collection systems, which is EMIs, credit card receiving system like a proper e-store or a payment processor. You got to learn how to use, even if your prospects are going to be paying via UPI, you need to collect the payments inside a payment processor and not ask them to GPay you and stuff like that. There's a lot of insecurity online. A lot of people are getting looted by these UPI scams. And you don't want to be a part of a situation where you have encouraged people to pay through UPI, and because they got into that habit, they ended up getting looted by somebody. So in addition to collecting payments online, I think it is every online marketers' moral duty to educate their prospects about safe ways of paying online. Okay, I use a payment processor and I educate people about money back guarantees provided by the processor. What are the different formats? How do you actually safely pay online? Okay, you need to learn how to collect money from credit cards, debit cards, UPIs in a safe fashion. Collect EMIs, tie up with EMI partners, and you need to have all of these things set if you truly want to become big and rich, because online today, online payments is like probably hundreds of times more in volume than offline payments like checks and bank walk-ins and things like that. Okay, so once again, these are the different sales skills that you need to master. Let's go to the next section, which is team building skills. Okay, one of my favorites, and it took me a long time to learn them, and I had to work with different mentors to learn team building. I had to work under two CEOs who actually taught me team building, and I was extremely good as an individual performer, but when it comes to learning true team building, I would like to give credit to the two CEOs that I've worked under, who had to really painstakingly teach me how to do team building while I was destroying my own teams by my behavior patterns and not understanding the basics. Okay, so what are some team building skills you need to know? The first thing is environment setting. Okay, very important, environment setting. Whenever a person joins your team or you're looking for people to join your team to expand your footprint, you need to create the right kind of environment which is meant for team building. Okay, as I told you, I was very good as an individual performer. I was a go guy, extremely high on adrenaline, but sometimes that kind of environment, a lot of people are unable to feel comfortable or survive in that go getter cutthroat environment. Okay, so I had to learn how to improve the environment so people feel comfortable and feel in a position where they can give their best. Okay, next is expectation setting, very important. Once you have set the environment, the next important thing is setting the expectation. You don't want your team members to get too comfortable on you, and you don't want stagnation to set in a team. Once a stagnation sets up in a team, it's very difficult to get them out of that mode. So you want a team to be highly performing, efficient and effective if you want to have big impact in the world, and they're going to grow as a result of that. They're going to become efficient and effective people. Okay, so you want to have expectation setting where it is very clearly told to them what is expected from them, and they should be detailed key KPIs, KRAs assigned to them so that they know what they're aiming for. Next is the goal of coaching. Once you set the expectation for your team, your job is to actually coach them and help them get those targets. You're not really going to be like a boss who says, okay, this is what you want to do. If you don't do that, I'm not going to pay you or something like that. Okay. And I was a person like that. If you give me a money goal, I'm automatically going to pattern recognize my way to reaching the money goal. But many of my team members, they were not like that. And then my mentors had to teach me how to coach the team so that I'm giving them the right skill sets, which came naturally to me, but did not come naturally to them. And if you're able to help people who are not natural successes, teach them the skills so that they can become a learned success, then your impact is going to be thousands of fold, because then you will really have a money machine where you can take raw material in the form of untrained people and really make them winner people, winner cases. Okay. So coaching. Next, you have accountability. Once the coaching has been given, the expectation has been set, there needs to be accountability, there needs to be reporting, there needs to be constant reminder of, hey man, this is what you committed to, where are you as committed as compared to the goal, what are the things you need to do. And it doesn't need to be very restrictive in nature. You don't need to, when it says hold people accountable, you don't really need to squeeze their throats or something. You're just sitting with them once in a while, and at regular intervals, probably once a week or twice a week, and just having them review their own goals in your presence. Okay, so what is your goal? Where are you as compared to the goal? Where do you think this is leading you to? What is your confidence level you're going to achieve the goal? And where is it that you need help? And where is it that you can self-help? Where is that you can self-improve? Okay, just asking them simple questions in a supportive environment will keep the accountability high. When I say accountability, actually the accountability lies with you, that you're going to do these meetings in a timely fashion with your team. And if you're not doing it, then the accountability is not theirs, the accountability is yours. Okay, with that comes the final beautiful piece, which is the one that I love most: edification and rewards. When people are on the journey to achieving rewards or to achieving their goal, during the journey there needs to be some edification and some emotional support provided to them. And at the end of the journey, big fat celebration, man. Probably give them some monetary rewards, probably have an event where they get to let their hair down, There should be no talk of work at this particular event. You can have a dinner together. You can just celebrate together. You can give out checks during this event or whatever money that they have earned by performing on your team, something like that. Okay, so team building skills, environment setting, expectation setting, coaching, accountability, edification, and rewards. Very, very important. If you can master these skills, it will take some time, but you will be an absolute killer in the marketplace. Next, you have Facebook ads, which is my absolute favorite. See, at the end of the day, if you are an entrepreneur, the number one thing you need is unlimited leads. Unlimited leads, which basically means a bad or a poor business person with unlimited leads is easily going to beat an excellent business person with limited leads. And the source of unlimited leads today is Facebook ads. There is no other source, regardless of who says what. All the top people that you see successful on the internet today are getting successful through Facebook ads. And Facebook gives you access to Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. All four environments are owned by the Meta Marketing Corporation. And if you set up a business account with Meta or with Facebook, which is free to set up, you can get tied up with them, and literally you can buy leads from all of these four environments. And these are unlimited leads. I have got lakhs and lakhs of leads from the Meta Marketing Corporation over the years, and it has really changed my whole lifestyle. Today, I'm able to live and work entirely from home, have all 3 meals of the day with my family, and have freedom of location. I would not like to say that I have unlimited money and I'm financially free, I can buy a private jet or something like that. Nothing like that. But I have unlimited freedom when it comes to location. I can live and work from home, and I can spend all my time with my family, which is a big, big thing. And hey, by the way, I'm making more money than I've ever made before doing anything in the past, which includes being a medical doctor, being an import-export consultant, being a market researcher, being a Silicon Valley guy, being a corporate consultant. Whatever it is, whatever I've done in life has been eclipsed by the income that Facebook has given me. And I can tell you what are some of the micro skills that you need to learn with Facebook ads. First of all, there are different types of campaigns. So when you go to Facebook ad, they will ask you, what is it that you want? Do you want leads? Do you want sales? Do you want people to know about you? And all of these are different campaign types. So you got brand building if you want people to know about you. There is lead gen if you want leads, and there is sales if you want people to swipe a card with you directly. That's a sales campaign. Different types of campaigns. Then what are the type of people that you're targeting? There is something called tight audiencing versus loose audiencing, depending on how qualified you want the lead to be. And then there is scaling versus launching. So when you launch a Facebook ads campaign brand new, that is a different setup than when you scale, which means you're already making some money and you want to go big. So these are two different ways of approaching Facebook ads. And then you need to understand formats, which is there are 3 types of formats primarily. You got video. You can have a video advertising ad going out. You can have a photo of yours, so just a photo with some messaging on it. Or you can have a carousel where people have to swipe through 2 or 3 photos in a very attractive fashion so that they can understand your message a little more. Okay. So these are some of the things that you can grab as a 7 skills to make you rich in 2025. I'm also going to drop this down into a PDF. The link will be there in the comments. Just go ahead and grab your PDF of the 7 skills to make you rich in 2025. Okay, basic computer online, video making and editing, graphics, presentations and mind maps, web page builders, sales skills, team building skills, and Facebook ads. When I say Facebook, it includes Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger environments. All right. So these are the skills I built little by little. It's taken me more than 20 years, but bulk of these skills I had built within the first couple of years. And it has really helped me get free, locationally free, to a certain extent financially free also, and to really have control over my destiny, doing the kind of work I want to do in an environment that I want to do in. I love my home office. I want to be here all the time. I don't want to travel outside my home and get stuck in traffic. I don't want to work in a hospital. I don't want to work in a corporate job. And I don't want to work under somebody. Okay, although my mentors, my bosses have really given me a good life, and they have been senior figures, very much like elder brothers or even father figures. But truly, my full independence is when I don't really have to report to anybody. Okay, so I hope this was good. If you like something, give me one thing. Tell me what are the 2 things about this particular video, or the 2 points or sub points that you like the best that you want to master next, and just give it to me in the comments, and I'll make further videos focusing on those 2 points. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.